Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're actually doing something a little bit different, but I promise you it is incredibly powerful. We're going to put a single, highly provocative sentence from the AI world under a microscope. Now, if you follow the tech space at all, you see headlines exactly like this flashing across your feeds, right? All day long. But today, we're going to slow right down. We're going to play tech detectives for a few minutes, looking at how these claims are actually built piece by piece, so we can uncover the psychology and the strategy behind the hype. Just listen to this statement. This AI model is free and beats GPT 5.6 in some benchmarks. We're going to break down exactly what this tiny little artifact is actually telling us. Because honestly, this isn't just a sentence. It is a highly engineered piece of communication designed to grab your attention, make this massive promise, and then, kind of quietly cover its own tracks. Notice how the first half acts as a massive hook. It presents an unnamed protagonist doing the impossible, creating an immediate mystery box that you just feel completely compelled to open. So let's unpack the machinery here. Section 1. The bold AI claim, unpacking the hook. Section 2. The power of free, the ultimate hook. Let's isolate what is arguably the most compelling word in this entire sentence, free. Notice the deliberate capitalization in the source material, too. Free in all caps creates this immediate, irresistible appeal. You see, in behavioral economics, there's something famously known as the zero price effect. It was popularized by researchers like Dan Ariely, and it basically shows that when a price drops to absolute zero, our brain's critical thinking practically short circuits. We don't just see a lower cost, we perceive a completely risk-free proposition. I mean, think about it. In an industry where API costs can absolutely skyrocket and monthly subscription fees just stack up fast, shouting free completely removes your barrier to entry before you've even evaluated what the product actually does. It's screaming at you, promising immense value without asking for a single dime. Section 3. Taking on the giant, David versus Goliath. But as we know, just being free isn't quite enough to capture our attention in today's incredibly crowded landscape, right? The claim must establish absolute dominance. And it does this by deliberately pitting the unnamed, cost-free challenger against a massive, monolithic industry standard, GPT 5.6. By placing these two entities side by side in the exact same sentence, the author is using a classic psychological anchor. They're borrowing the immense established credibility of the giant and essentially saying to you, hey, we're in the exact same weight class. So the really crucial point here is the choice of verb. The word beats implies absolute superiority. It doesn't cautiously say it, matches GPT 5.6. It doesn't say it's a viable alternative to GPT 5.6. It literally says it beats it. This specific aggressive verb paints a picture of total, undeniable victory for this brand new model. It creates an image in your mind of a knockout punch in the ring. It's not just asking for a seat at the table, it's completely flipping the table over. Section 4. The benchmark caveat, the reality check. And right here is where we hit the plot twist of our micro-narrative, where the music stops and reality sets in. Now, to truly understand this twist, we first need to get on the same page about what a benchmark actually is. A benchmark is a highly standardized test, or reference point, used to assess model performance. We aren't talking about an overall vibe of being a better or smarter assistant. We're talking about extremely rigid, highly specific exam rooms. Things like specialized coding problems, obscure logic puzzles, or graduate-level biology questions. It's honestly like claiming to be a much better athlete than an Olympic gold medalist, well, just because you beat them at a single game of mini-golf. And here is how the sentence actually ends, tucked into parentheses, whispering quietly, in some benchmarks. Think about the massive, dramatic shift in tone that happens when you read this parenthetical text. It brings that massive, world-altering, giant-slaying claim abruptly back down to earth. The parentheses act as a visual lowering of the voice. It's exactly like a rapid-fire legal disclaimer tacked onto the very end of a megaphone announcement. Section 5. Reading between the lines, synthesizing the claim. So, how do we hold both the explosive start of the sentence and this incredibly cautious ending in our heads at the exact same time? Well, notice the massive slice here, representing all the thousands of distinct AI benchmarks out there. And then, see that tiny, almost invisible sliver? Yeah, that is some benchmarks. When a claim says it beats the giant in some benchmarks, it could literally mean a fraction of a percent of all possible tests. It might be vastly superior at writing haikus in French, but demonstrably worse at literally everything else. But technically,
that initial giant slaying claim remains completely true.
So, what should you actually take away from all this? Going forward, you can use this simple two-step process to deconstruct AI news as you're scrolling your own feed. Step 1. See the hype. Acknowledge that massive marketing hook, the free price tag and the giant slaying verbs. But immediately move to Step 2. Spot the caveat. Actively hunt for those limiting words like some, might, or in highly specific scenarios. The simple framework will absolutely save you endless hours of chasing shiny new tools that overpromise and severely underdeliver. Which brings us to our final thought. When you are looking at these heavily caveated headlines, I want you to ask yourself this question. What matters more to you? The irresistible, zero-risk price tag of free, or the reliable, overall performance that might secretly be missing when a model only wins in some benchmarks? The next time you see a bold claim like this, you're going to know exactly how to pull it apart. Keep questioning, keep discovering, and I'll catch you in the next explain.